brand new wellness center in downtown Sarasota called Reveal Vitality and Longevity Science. The technology there is unlike anything else here on the Suncoast, and I went to learn about everything they have to offer. I am here with Dr. Christopher Davis. He is the founder of Reveal Vitality and Longevity Institute. Okay, that's a mouthful. Tell us what Reveal is all about.
Well, Reveal is all about helping each individual achieve their optimal health. After practicing medicine for probably 10 or 15 years in a traditional setting, I wanted to really set out to do something different in how we practice medicine. How do we actually help people look at the root causes of diseases and offer them solutions to achieve optimal health? And so what I did is I jumped in as a cardiologist and just really decided that how do I teach my patients or clients how they really become the best versions of themselves, and that's what we do here at Reveal Vitality.
And this is not a typical doctor's office, if you will. There is so much technology here, but yet it does get down to medical health. So absolutely. We are standing in front of what and how does it help our health and well-being?
Well, this is a hyperbaric chamber, otherwise known as HBOT, and hyperbaric chambers are actually, we deliver higher concentrations of oxygen at higher pressures. And when we deliver those higher pressures of oxygen, we're dissolving oxygen in our blood such that we don't always depend on the red blood cells to give us that oxygen. So it's dissolved in the blood, so we perform better, our neurocognition is better, heart health is better. And so this is a great tool for anybody who's sick and who's actually doing quite well. We use it a lot in people who have neurocognitive diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Lots of data on hyperbaric therapy and hyperbaric oxygen with that group of people.
Okay, I'm obviously not dressed for a workout, but Dr. Davis, I have never seen the technology of exercise machines that I'm seeing in this room. Tell me where I'm sitting.
Well, you are sitting in a device called the All-Core 360, and what that is a device that will take you back at 70, 80, 90, all the way back to complete horizontal, 180 degrees, and then rotate you 360 degrees in each direction. Okay, and you all the while have to keep your back off of this back piece and keeping the core engaged. So the main reason I brought this in is because there's so many people that have issues with their backs, and we only have to do this maybe once a week. It takes about 14, 15 minutes. By the time they come back in 6 weeks or so, they're at 50, 60 degrees, going 360 degrees, and their core is getting stronger and stronger. It's a fantastic tool in just helping people stand more erect, okay, and improving long-term back pain issues.
And speaking of technology, you mentioned that AI technology is a big part of some of the other equipment you brought in. Explain to me how that's part of adaptive resistance exercise.
So one of the devices that we have here is called an ARX, an adaptive resistance training, which is actually when we are doing exercises, if we use a curl, for example, we're exercising and we're flexing that muscle in the concentric phase. Well, the eccentric phase is really where that muscle growth happens. And so as we're coming down on the curl, we're actually having more resistance. And so if I can do a full body workout once a week in a matter of 20 minutes, 25 minutes, bringing the AI in, everybody would want to do that. So that's one of the reasons we bring in this type of technology.
Absolutely. And then what is the Vasper?
So the Vasper is another piece of equipment that is great for cardiovascular health. So being a cardiologist, one of the things that we check is something called a VO2 max, your ability to utilize oxygen. This type of technology, which is a combination of blood flow restriction with blood pressure cuffs on your arms and legs, as well as cooling therapy and high intensity interval training, what we get is phenomenal results in natural testosterone and hormonal balance, increases in growth hormone release, and a very time efficient strategy to do that.
And we also have light therapy here. Tell us the benefits here.
Well, light therapy is one of the most interesting things here recently. One of the things that we know light does is it stimulates our mitochondria. Those mitochondria are the cells that help produce energy. Lights can be used to help detoxify. The light can be used to help with wrinkles on our skin, stimulating collagen and elastin depending on the wavelengths. People who have knee problems, shoulder problems, any type of injuries, there's specific wavelengths that are actually used to actually help with inflammation, to help with that pain.
And also high-tech, and even more high-tech, something called Mind. What is that all about?
Oh, that's super exciting. So we have a whole neurocognitive enhancement program that we've actually started. And ExoMind is a device called a transcranial magnetic stimulation, a bunch of words, and sometimes I trip over myself. But transcranial magnetic stimulation is actually using magnetic impulses to stimulate specific parts of the brain to help with conditions like depression, anxiety, PTSD, ODD, obsessive compulsive disorders, and people who don't have any of those kind of psychiatric conditions. It helps to improve overall executive function. So your overall cognitive function is actually improved as well.
And what a treat to have all this right here on the Suncoast.
Absolutely. A lot of fun we have here, and we're helping a lot of people.
Again, the technology, nothing we've ever seen here before. For more information, go to revealvitality.com. We're headed to the kitchen next.